this
No.
webinar.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the webinar with the University of West London. My name is Artur. I'm from Casto. That's my colleague Nelis. And today we will monitor that webinar to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Today we have two guests from University of West London. Nice people. We'll introduce them shortly to you. But in the beginning, Nelis will tell you how to use webinar platform and how to ask questions and so on. Please.
Yes, just shortly a few things about the webinar platform that we're going to use for today's webinar. So first of all, we want to check and make sure that you can hear us, make sure that you can also hear us and see us. So please, if you do, on the left side of the screen, you will see the icon of hand, something like this. And please press that hand. If you will press, we will know that you are hearing us and you can see us. So that's the first thing that we need to do. And also about few options and few functions that you can use in this webinar platform. So first of all, a chat. And I already see that some of the participants, Gvidas, is asking some questions. So it's really great that you're already curious about this university. And as well, you can use the question mark icon. So if you will push that question icon, you will also able to send them message, meaning you will send us a question that we will answer during this webinar.
Yeah, and now with a great pleasure, I would like to introduce you two representatives of University of West London, is student and Marian from International Office. Please introduce yourself. You're live now.
Thank you very much, Artur and Karolis. We are delighted to be providing this webinar today from the University of West London. My name is Marianne Baker. I am the head of EU recruitment at the university. And we are very lucky to have one of our third-year students with us here today, who will introduce himself.
Hey everyone, my name is Dom. I'm studying third year in University of West London, London College of Music, and I'm studying music performance and recording. So I can definitely help you with any questions regarding university from students' perspective. I hope that helps.
Excellent. So before we move on to the student perspective and your questions, I thought I'd give you a brief overview about our university. We often refer to ourselves as London's and the UK's career university. And at this point, I would like to invite our colleagues to show you the homepage of our website.
Just a second, we'll share the screen. One moment, please.
As
Okay,
our name,
just we have few technical. We have some few technical problems we need to turn on website, so please just go on and we will.
Yes, absolutely. So as our name indicates, we are situated in the western part of London. Very easy access to the city centre, and if you happen to know London, then you will know that we are also just a very easy underground ride away from Heathrow Airport. In terms of general facts, I also wanted to mention that we have about 11,000 students studying with us. This is important to note because neither are we a small university, nor are we a huge institution. So in terms of UK universities, we are a medium-sized institution, and that means that on the one hand, we have a large enough provision to be a really multidisciplinary institution, but on the other hand, we also have a community feel about us. So you tend to know the people very well that you study with. We are not multi-campus. We have 2 main campuses here in West London, which are within easy access to each other, connected by a shuttle bus service which runs every 15 minutes. And that shuttle bus service also takes you to the student halls of residence, which is located right next to one of our campuses. At this point, we can see the key schools or faculties or colleges that we have within the institution. These include the School of Film Media Design. We have a business school, computing and engineering. We have a well-renowned School of Hospitality and Tourism, a School of Law and Criminology, the London College of Music, Dom's School, with a huge host of programs. And if we just step back for a second to the schools, we haven't viewed all of them. Yes, we have a nursing school and also a School of Human and Social Sciences, where we teach subjects such as psychology and forensic science, and a combination of these programs. Now, before we move on to the main body of my presentation today, which is really about how we make sure that we are the UK's career university, I just wanted to talk you through some of our recent successes. So if you go to the page, please, where we list the reasons as to why we recommend students study with us, I would like to mention the fact, and this is something that you see everywhere, we have a 96% graduate employability rate. In fact, it's gone up to 96.1%. Now, this is the best possible rate for a university to achieve. In London, we are top, in fact, together with another institution. This is hugely important because the idea is that you come and invest in your studies, and at the end, you do want to go into a job. You want to make sure that you are well connected and networked, and that is what our university does. In addition to the 96% graduate employability, we also have a very good rating in relation to the salaries of our recent graduates. So when they first go into a job, the amount of money that they earn is amongst the highest. So we are in the top quartile of universities in that sense. So you can rest assured that you give yourself a really good chance of A, going into a job, and B, being reasonably well paid. In addition to these achievements in relation to our students' employability, we also came out top in London for student satisfaction last year. This is hugely to do with, I think, but Dom will either disagree or agree, hugely down to the fact that there has been an enormous investment in our campus facilities recently. There has been a complete refurbishment, not just the student space, the study spaces, social spaces, hospitality, and also equipment. And I will come to that when we talk about certain specific areas, just how well we invest in the facilities that we provide to our students. I think I mentioned the most important measures where we came out really well in terms of comparing universities in London. Perhaps I will now move on to how we achieve our career focus and how we ensure that we deliver on our employability promise. I would come back for a brief second to the fact that we are located in West London. Now, West London hosts a number of very important employers, not only local employers, several of these are global employers. Just to give you a few examples, we are not far, our Brentford campus, not far from the Sky Studios. Here in West London, we are not far from the BBC studios. But in other subject areas, we can list a number of key employers that we have links with, for example, Nikon, Amazon, and several others. Now, why are employers important? First of all, they inform our curriculum. So the curriculum is a dynamic, constantly undergoing dynamic development in line with what the employers want. So the way courses are developed here are not to do with what academics necessarily want to teach because they are their pet subject areas, but it's driven by what skills employers need from recent graduates. This is the first way in which employers contribute to our success in terms of our career focus. Secondly, in terms of our staff, when you look at the profile of our staff, you will find that a lot of the people are practitioners themselves or ex-practitioners. So we have many staff with many people who work for us with recent experience in their respective industries, and they plow that knowledge into the training of our students. And I can see that Dom is nodding here. Do you want to give an example of this, Dom?
Yeah.
From your area?
Yeah. So especially, I'm sure that in all of the areas, the professionals that work here and teach, they are working in the industry. So in my music, let's say in the music field, a great example of these people would be there's a person called Pip Williams, and he is our tutor, and he worked with Status Quo as the main producer of Status Quo. To this day he works in Abbey Road Studios, and he writes string arrangements for really big acts. And it's funny because I'm sure you would know some of his works, but you don't know his name. And he works here, he knows people, and he shows us the true experience of the industry rather than just sort of be teaching. They're all professionals that are currently in the industry, which is amazing.
Thank you very much for that. I think that's a very good example of how staff with their professional backgrounds enhance the education of students and help students get networked themselves in those professional fields. I move on then to another important factor in terms of our employability success, and that is to do with the fact that a lot of our courses come with placements. So these placements or traineeships are very often what we call curriculum embedded. So they are a compulsory part of the courses. And this is true of both undergraduate and master's programs. When you leaf through the prospectus or you research the course information on our website, you will see that there are courses which include as long as a year's internship. Now, imagine that you come to London to study at a university, and as part of your studies, you get the opportunity to work for a company in London. Whether you stay here afterwards or go back to your home country, or indeed look for employment internationally, a year's internship experience in London with a well-renowned employer, I think will go a long way in helping you secure future employment. And so the university is geared up to providing these placements, getting these placements, but also helping the students become ready for these placements and also for employment beyond the placements. So we will help you build your CV. We have a whole department and several members of staff who work on setting you up for interviews. And we regularly have jobs fairs and part-time jobs fairs on campus. We had one just the other day when we invite local employers to come in and offer opportunities to our students. Now, in addition to these placements in London, we do have an outlook to Europe, and in fact, increasingly beyond Europe as well. Through the Erasmus scheme, we are able to send our students on a period of traineeship abroad, which can be between 2 and 12 months. Through the Erasmus scheme, we are able to fund the students during the course of those traineeships. Now, in terms of finding employers who wish to take you as an intern, again, the university has some resource to advise you, but we will also support you to look for your own opportunities out there, and we provide the resource to do that through the placements office. So volunteering is another option. Part-time work is an option. As a master's student, you would, of course, be doing a lot of individual study and library-based research and work, but it is not unreasonable for you to expect that you are able to spend about 20 hours per week working as well as studying. And of course, that can contribute positively to your finances. But what it also does is helps you develop your career and employability skills, which I keep talking about and keep coming back to as the main focus of the university. Now, I talked about this huge investment in our campus recently, and I wonder if at this stage I can invite colleagues again to go back to our website. Is it possible? There was a page where, yes, exactly. So I would like to show a few images about the Ealing campus. So if we click on this, yes, so you can see the images. This is from our film, media and design school. This is a photography studio, because through our photography provision, we teach traditional photography as well as digital photography. So, there is a dark room or two down in the basement. And don't forget that these are just examples. So, we are unable to show you everything, but you can see that each and every area. Here you see hospitality students working in a kitchen. So it doesn't matter what the subject area is, we tend to have really high quality equipment to help with students' work. The previous image was it was showing a fashion and textile students, I think, creating a new design. I remember visiting one of these workshops, and the student who was busy working in there said, I'm actually preparing a design to be considered by Topshop, which is one of the top retailers in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are globally present or not.
I think there are some in Poland, but not Lithuania.
Right. So, that's just one example of a student working away and actually having a real opportunity to put her design to a key employer, which is amazing. Dom, do you want to give an example of the equipment and the quality of the equipment that we have from your area?
Yeah, of course. So again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing music, so maybe that's relevant to you. But we have amazing recording studios that are literally like the best studios in the world, which are expanding every term. So we have 4 massive control rooms with live rooms as well. Big facilities. Let's say it's in 3 or 4 floors, basically a huge building of just recording equipment, and it's incredibly expensive. We have MRC, Media Resource Center, where film students or photography students or music students can come in and rent any equipment anytime, as long as they book it. And the equipment is extremely useful. We get access to basically everything, which is incredible. I really don't want to graduate because I will lose those facilities. But we've got a library is incredible. It's massive. We've got 3 floors, 1 floor for group studies, 1 floor for silent studies, and the 3rd floor is dead silent, where you can spend your nights doing masters.
Yes.
But incredible facilities, honestly. We've got a big radio. This picture that you see is Lawrence Hall. We have a lot of performances and rehearsals going on over there. Even graphic design students. We have Mac Labs, where it's literally a room filled up with iMacs. Not one room. We have around I think 3 or 4 rooms for graphic design students, just filled up with Mac iMacs and equipment and software and equipment that you need to work with. You can come in there anytime, 24/7, as well as Mac Labs for music students, which are as well filled up with iMacs and MIDI keyboards. And I could go on and on. This is just for musicians' perspective, but any sort of topic you can learn, any equipment that you need is here, provided here for you for free anytime, which is amazing. So yeah,
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Thank you for that. And if you have questions in relation to your program area of interest, you are very welcome to put those questions to us. We might not know the answer straight away, but of course we have Skype sessions set up for afterwards, so we will be able to take the questions individually, and if we don't know the answers, I will get the answers to you. In fact, we can set up separate Skype sessions with the course lecturers if you are seriously considering one of our program areas. I also wanted to talk about just some practicalities, things like how to apply to our university as a postgraduate applicant. We have 2 intakes. We have a September intake and we have a January intake. Obviously, all our courses are always available in September. In January, it tends to be, I wouldn't say a limited number of courses, but not all the courses might be available. So, you need to think about your priorities in terms of times. I would encourage September applications at this point. And the fantastic news for EU students at the moment is that the UK government has confirmed that we still have the funding for loans available for EU students who start their studies in the UK in the 2017-2018 academic year. And it doesn't matter whether you start in September or January, you will be entitled to receive that postgraduate loan. And of course, we are in that scheme, so you would be able to apply for a postgraduate loan. And all this information is on our website. We provide the link to the government pages where you can find information about how to apply for the loan and the terms of that loan. So applications come to us directly. You can actually apply through the website. The easiest way is to go onto the courses page. There is a course search option. And when you click through to the individual courses, there are sections about fees, there are sections about the exact course content, the entry requirements, and there is also a how to apply now section. So it's very simple. The application comes to us directly, the postgraduate admissions office, and they will provide a response to you. We encourage you.
Yeah, I would also like to remind that CASTO is the official representative of University of West London. So if anybody wants to apply, they can come to us. You can ask questions about the programs, about application process, or what documents is needed. And we have our own application form. You just need to fill it. Just attach the all documents, and the application form with documents will reach University of West London directly.
I would encourage students to do that. Artur and his team add fantastic value to the application process because they check your documents, they make sure that you don't miss any information, and the whole package is, it comes to us in a state. And because we work, and the postgraduate admissions team work very closely with Artur's team, a swift response is always guaranteed. I'm also always here to help things along. If things get missed sometimes, I watch European applications very carefully because that is my responsibility at the university. So, I will personally support you as well as much as I can when it comes to liaising with postgraduate admissions or indeed with any lecturers. So we talked about how to apply. In terms of entry criteria, it can vary a little bit subject by subject. So you'll be able to research that through the course pages according to your interest. I would just say that we need a first degree, which you need to have completed in good academic standing. And you will also have to meet our English language requirement. We normally express this in terms of IELTS. We like our postgraduates to come to us with IELTS 6.5 or an equivalent English language qualification. So it doesn't have to be IELTS. If you have taken a Cambridge exam, we are very happy with the Cambridge Advanced. There are some other qualifications that we can accept, and we now also offer our own in-house English language test. Now, I don't know how realistic it is for you to travel into the UK, because at the moment we offer these on campus on a monthly basis. We'll be starting at the end of March. So if you would like to find out more about this, please check in with Artur and team, and I will liaise with them to make sure that the information about this travels to you. We are also considering taking the English language test to our countries where our applicants come from. So if numbers justify, we might even be able to meet you in Vilnius. It doesn't take long to fly our examiner out there, and I know that Artur would be able to provide the facilities for us to carry out the English test there. I referred earlier to the accommodation that's available on campus. Dom, did you?
I just want to distribute a little bit. We have a few questions related to that. So first question, if you don't mind, of course.
Sure, of course, please.
Yeah, first question. One Monica is asking if the students, if the applicant satisfy all admission criteria, is it difficult to get in if it's lots of people who are applying and you need to be better than others, or it's enough to satisfy admission criteria?
Okay, so the first point I would make about this is that we are not selecting university. We are a university focused on recruiting students. So if you meet our criteria, then we are not going to turn you away. I think that's the best way of answering this question. Now, some of the programs that we have will ask for some experience in the field that you apply for, or some kind of evidence of your interest and motivation. So I can't make blanket comments about admission, but I would emphasize that we are not here to turn people away. We are here to educate people, and doors are open if you meet the criteria that we set.
Okay, great, thank you. And we also just received one question about your English language test. So just Aurelia is asking if if she wants to apply to master, she can fly to London, go to West London, hold your English language test, and it will be enough to enter university, because there are lots of cheap flights from Poland, from Lithuania to London, and it is cheaper than...
This is music to my ears. This is the whole idea. Our English language test, we do charge for it, so it costs £75. Now, okay. Compare that to the price of an IELTS. How much is an IELTS test at the moment?
175 euros, something like this.
So you know, it's more than double of what we charge. And I have another piece of good news. We charge you up front, but when you get accepted by the university, and if you enroll at the university, we will count the cost of the language test towards your tuition fees. So it's not an additional cost, it will become part of your tuition fees.
Okay, I'd also like to point out a little bit of my story, if that's okay.
Sure.
When I applied to university, because I was applying for performing arts as well, I had to come over for an audition, an interview, and we have just had a chat, and I've had an audition, and I didn't do the IELTS test myself, but it was enough of an audition and interview to go through that sort of process, and I received an unconditional offer. So it's always better to come along as well, and you know, if you're doing something performing and you're required, the criteria is to come over to university, don't worry, and I highly recommend you do that over the language test.
There is another advantage to doing the English test. I run it, so you will meet me, and I will look after you if you come to campus. You need to dedicate a whole day to it, so you can't travel in on the day and travel home. So I would say spend at least one night in London, or maybe 2 nights, and make sure that you are free for the entire day, because it's demanding. You know, it's 4 parts. We will test you in the 4 skill areas that IELTS does, but in effect, it's very similar to an IELTS test. And you need to meet the same requirement. You need to show that your English is at minimum B2, but for postgraduate studies, we are looking more C's really. On the European, what is it called? The Common European
Framework.
That's right, the CEFR. I think we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other questions at this point?
Yeah, we have questions, but they're not related to this thing, so we will cover them in the end, so we can continue with accommodation.
We're coming up to the 40 minutes. The only other thing I wanted to mention is that we have an award-winning student union here. So the guys in the student union, they put on an amazing show in terms of the social programs and the welcome, the induction. I would encourage even mature, I don't know, I wanted to ask you, Don, did you go into halls?
No, I didn't live in halls, but I even though I didn't live there, I've been there quite a few times because obviously there's so much going on, and student union is very active. There's all sorts of societies to join, whatever, even if you're doing whatever course, maths course, I don't know if we have that, but you can join any sports society, any music society, choirs, anything you really enjoy doing as a hobby. They're really active, and you just go there, have a chat, and join in and do what you love.
And we have an extensive induction and orientation program when you arrive. So we help you settle in. We make sure that you meet all the other incoming international students. And then a few months into your course, we organize another get-together so that you can catch up with international students who are studying at the university. And these events are very popular. And you know, you make good friends. I would emphasize again that coming to London is very special because it is the most ambitious and the most talented who make it here. And those people will be your future network. And you guys, with your degrees, will be the new decision makers across the globe. And so, you know, by coming to London, you become part of these networks. And there's no better place than London to do this. London is such a resource, not just academically. And I could go on and on about the various institutions that would academically support you in your studies. Just mention one, the British Library. But, you know, the museums, the art galleries. So it's a resource, it's your classroom as well as your social club. There is plenty to do. And I think that brings me to the end of what I wanted to say. So if there are any further questions, it is now 5:40. We are ready for any questions.
Yeah, so actually we have quite a lot of questions from attendees who are watching our webinar. So we will start with the first ones. So a first question from Gvidas. Do you need to have a music education or strong foundation of overall music when joining music technology program?
I would say no, because music technology, it does have something to do with music education and in general, but no, because music technology is another field. So as long as you're motivated and as long as you know you have basic the knowledge in terms of physics and the way the recording studios work, the way technical side, the technical side of things, that should be fine. That's what.
I think that absolutely makes sense, and there's just another example that I can give. I remember talking to people in our graphic design, film media design area. They were asking, someone was asking if as an undergraduate they need a full portfolio, and the answer was no, because you are coming to us as an undergraduate to to learn those skills. So we don't expect you to be a ready-made professional. Now, at postgraduate level, that might be slightly different, but again, it depends on subject.
And also, can I just say, please choose our university for music technology. That's the best place you can be at. Music technology, we're so good at. There's so many facilities. You absolutely love it. My half of my course is about that, so I'm very passionate about it. What we have here it's incredible. Studios and equipment and people that work here. Honestly, it's great.
All right, thank you for enthusiastic answer and promotion. We also have a question from Agnieszka. How much does accommodation cost in London?
Okay, very good and very important question. So let's start with the halls of residence, because I think that's a good starting point. It costs about £140 per week in the halls of residence. So just under £600 per month. For that, you get a single room with your own bathroom and a shared kitchen and shared social facilities together with other students in the halls. Now, the £600 per month is kind of, how can I put this? It's average in the sense that I know of accommodation that costs 800 or more. You know, it depends where it is and what type of accommodation it is. We are not quite in the center. So it's slightly cheaper than student accommodation in the very center of London. But I also know of students, and Dom will comment on this in a moment, who go out and rent their own room as part of a group or from a family. And I know that it can be done for between £300 to £400.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't lived in the halls, in the student halls that university provides myself. Because I would just at the moment I live with we just share their house. I know it's four students, all of us doing third year, and I walk 5 minutes walk from university, and we just got together, found a house that we liked, signed a contract amongst ourselves, split the bills and everything, and we just live together. So that's kind of one way to do it. Another way to do it is there's a lot of ads online that would just offer you one room. So maybe they would have one room available rather than the house. So you don't even need to have friends or any other people to rent the whole house. You just go online, find yourself a room, do a few sort of viewings. You can even filter it out, so you'd find a nice location for yourself, something that would suit you. Do some viewings, and that's it. It's quite straightforward.
And price-wise, Dom?
Price-wise, I think Ealing area, I would say, to rent a room, which is quite sort of a normal size room, would be about £650 in Ealing, because even though we're in West London, Ealing is really nice. Is a really nice area.
It's a rich area.
Yeah,
it's a well-to-do. It's very safe.
Yeah.
I think we can be, straightforward about this. This is a well-to-do residential area, so it's very safe.
Definitely.
It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
But you can do it cheaper because there are places just 2 bus stops away.
There's Acton. Let's say is much cheaper. That you could 15 minutes by bus, and you could probably pay like around £400 a room. So it varies very much. You can find one room to rent a room for £1,000, or you can find it for 300.
Yeah,
so
agree.
It's all sort of up to you, to be honest.
All right. We are moving to the next question, and we have a question: is it hard to combine your studies, master studies, with work, part-time job?
I think I alluded to this as part of my presentation. Most of our students have a part-time job, irrespective of whether they are undergraduates and postgraduates. The university understands the need for students to work, and in fact encourages students to work because it contributes to developing your employability skills, but also because it's a financial reality often. So my recommendation would be about 20 hours per week. I think when you are studying, so term time, 20 hours, and when you have your holidays over the Christmas break or even at Easter, many students work full time.
Yeah, so from a personal experience, well, was the question, is it hard?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you guys,
Sorry.
it is hard,
Oh.
but
Okay.
it's perfect because I've worked, so throughout my 3 years in here, I've always worked outside of university. And yeah, there are times that it's hard to sort of do this, especially now at the moment, I'm doing the last few months of the whole degree. So it is kind of difficult. So you have to be really good with your time management, and you have to be passionate about what you do. And if you are passionate, then you're going to definitely be able to do it. But there's a great social aspect of working. So myself, I work in the hospitality industry. So I work in a sort of bar environment. So for me, university is amazing, and I can concentrate in there, do my studies, sit in the library, read the books, go to recording studios, perform, do my thing. And then I work 20 hours, 2 days outside. And to be honest with you, I love it because it takes my mind off the degree. I can relax. I can spend time with my friends at work. You know, I am busy. I'm getting my bills paid, but my mind is sort of relaxing from the degree. Then I come back to next week and I'm ready to get it done again. So it is hard, but if you're passionate and you know you really that's what you want to do, that's the way forward, and it does work. So I'm really happy. Like I wouldn't ever quit my job, even if the financial situation, you know, wouldn't sort of require it at all, which mostly doesn't. But it's just fun. It's just 2 days for me to sort of get my mind off of university side of things. So.
All right, and one more question from Lukas. Do you have civil engineering facilities?
Civil engineering. I know we run civil engineering as an undergraduate program. Just hold on for a second. Let me check what we have in terms of postgraduate. Bear with me. And when also, do we mean facilities or do we teach it?
I think the Lukas mean if you will join this program, civil engineering, if you have all facilities, equipments to learn, probably this one.
Well, we have a whole host of programs in civil and environmental engineering. Now, I personally don't have good knowledge of these courses. The fact that we have a long list at all levels up to PhD level suggests to me that we are well equipped in every sense of the word. What I would suggest, Lukas, is that we look into this for you. You know, maybe if you write down your specific question, or when we speak over Skype, we can find out a bit more about what you need to know, and then I will get one of the lecturers to give us the answers. But yeah, I can encourage you, because we seem to be teaching civil engineering at all possible university levels, including PhD.
All right, we still have some questions, so we'll try to quickly answer them as we are limited to the time. So just a few more questions. And we have a question from Hieronymus, just received an offer to study electronic music production. It was offering foundation year 2. Could I skip that because I already have some experience and I had additional training?
Yeah, it looks like Hieronymus applying to bachelor studies, not master. So also bachelor students join us.
Yeah, that's great. Bachelor students are welcome. You know, we have the expertise on board, so that's brilliant. So what I would first of all need to know or understand is, and maybe this is a question that would be best tackled on a one-to-one basis.
All right.
Because I need a little bit more detail to answer the question, and also we might have to ask admissions to comment, so we might have to take this offline. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's right, Hieronymus. You can always contact Castu Consultants, and we will check that. We'll contact university and let you know, answer your question, because it's a specific question, so we need to go in details, look at your case, and then we will reply you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a few more questions.
Yeah, so Aurelia asking, good evening, in your website I saw acting program in bachelor level. Do you happen to have acting studies or alternatively performance arts or something like that in master level as well?
Our masters in let's have a quick look at what LCM offer on that front. We have music performance in LCM. These are MMUS programs. We have an MMUS in musical theatre, but I think this is wider than acting.
Actually, guys, the easiest way to find the programs was University of West London.
Okay, so when you go onto the uwl.ac.uk website, all you need to do is click on courses. When you have clicked on courses, you will be presented with a search facility. So put in a keyword and you will be provided with a list of courses in that area. Another way to do this, because you can miss things if you are not looking for the right keyword, is to click at the top of the page on academic schools. When you click on academic schools, you have the option of clicking onto undergraduate or postgraduate courses, and there you will find a comprehensive list of all the courses that we run in that area.
All right, so I think we are running out of time, so we need to finish the webinar because we are also waiting for the individual one-on-one Skype meetings. So first of all, I would like to thank for everyone who was watching and participating in this webinar. Thank you for the questions that you have delivered for university representatives. And just short reminder for those who have registered for individual Skype interviews with university representatives, please don't forget to be online on time and connect via Skype, and also connect with the university representatives. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining this webinar.
Thank you from us too, both the participants and also the organizers. I must congratulate you. This is no small feat. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing your experience and telling Lithuanian Polish students what does it mean to study in West London. I believe it was useful for them.
I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So goodbye and have a nice evening.
You